let's get started talking about the Chanel summer collection. The summer collection is called Jardin Imaginaire, Imaginary Garden. My French is terrible, don't sass me. Anyway, and it's quite a big collection, which is sometimes fun for Chanel, sometimes terrifying if you like it a lot. It gets very expensive very quickly. The collection, they came out with 2 blush highlighter duos, 2 Balm Essentials, I think 6 eye stylos, 3 nail polishes. That's a pretty large collection. I have seen some people not like this collection because it's too much color, and so it feels unwearable for some people. For me, this is like Chanel is screaming my name specifically, which is really, really exciting. I also, of course, I love blush. I like the Balm Essentials. I don't really know why. I think they're a little bit difficult to use. Not difficult, just unusual to use, but I love them. So we're just going to go through the pieces that I got. I was able to get mine through a Chanel boutique, so a store. That's why I have them already. I believe they should be coming to the website any moment. When they do, I actually want to pick up another of the stylos because my boutique didn't get the bright orange stylo in, but I did get the green one. Anyway, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let's go through the pieces that I got. This is the blush and highlighter duo that is called Light and Berry. And I will be doing some comparisons for you. I just want you to see that embossing. It's beautiful. And then the other blush and highlight duo is Gold and Peach. Again, just want that embossing to come through. I love it. They're little like dandelion fluffs. It makes me happy. I really like dandelions. I know that's not super common. These are made in Italy. They look like a baked gelée formula to me. That's also, we like that. The Balm Essentials, they're 2, Moonlight Kiss and Solar Glow. This is Moonlight Kiss. And it's kind of a peachy color. And then Solar Glow is like a bronze. And I do have swatches. I'm going to compare some of these items to items that have been previously released. So you have some color comparisons to see if you want to pick things up. And then the Stilo Ombre e Contour. I have the shade Dream Leaf, which is this really fun bright green. I love it, and it's very sparkly. I clearly haven't used it yet, but in the swatches it's very sparkly. Oh, and the nail polish. So on my nails is actually my first Chanel nail polish. What? So exciting for me. This is the shade in the bottle. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this, but I believe it's something like Rivus, which is dreamer. It translates to dreamer. I liked the name, but this is a very, very me color. So I was excited to have my first Chanel nail polish. That just kind of feels like a milestone. All right, swatches. So on the back of this hand, I have Balm Essentials. This first one, you're not gonna be able to see these very well. They're transparent with shimmer of some kind. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that you see them, but this is kind of the nature of the product. So right here on the top of my hand, that is the one that just released, Moonlight Kiss. Right here is the one that came out with the spring collection. So that one is Mermaid Glow. And you can see that there is a larger particle size to Mermaid Glow. I hope that's coming through. And then this one is Peachier versus Pinker. And then this one on the bottom came out maybe 2 holidays ago. I don't remember quite, but that is just Ore. So it's the gold shade. And it is more gold than this, but those are the 2 more similar as far as texture. Then on my other hand, I have Solar Glow, the new one right here. And then next to it, I have swatched Golden Light. So Golden Light has a little bit more like red pink to it compared to Solar Glow. And you know what? I'll show you these rolled up. We have Moonlight Kiss, Mermaid Glow, and Ore. So you can kind of see the tone difference in the tubes, I think. Solar Glow and Golden Light. I almost didn't get Solar Glow because I thought it would be too similar to Golden Light, but I actually think they are quite different. So let's get started with application just so I don't talk, and then we'll do some blush comparisons at the end because I do have quite a few. This is kind of a first impressions. I have so much Chanel, so I'm kind of familiar with their formulas. However, I haven't used these particular products yet, except for the nail polish. But like I put this on this morning, so I don't know how their nail polish wears. I don't know if this is gonna stay on for a week or if it's gonna peel off in 2 days. So can't speak to that yet. So one of the things I wanna try, because I actually haven't tried this yet, and I'll probably do this both ways. And you can see I'm so totally barefaced right now. I've seen the Balm Essentials be used as a primer, and so I kind of wanna try that. I'm a little scared. I'm gonna use Solar Glow just like right here because I am curious. I'm just gonna kind of tap that in, and you can see that it does impart some pigment there. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because the foundation I'm gonna use is too light for me, a little, now that it's summer, and I just kind of wanted to see if that helps. And the Balm Essentials are like glossy tacky. And we'll go over like my favorite way to use them further in the video because I've practiced a lot. I'm using the Le Beige's Healthy Glow Foundation. Mine is in the shade BD21. And like I said, it's a little light, which is why it's gonna be what we use today. They have recently released some new shades of this, and I would like to get a new shade, but I don't want 2 shades, so I have to use this one up entirely in order to get the new one. That's the deal with myself. If I get a new better shade, I think I'm unlikely to want to finish this one. And I can use it as a mixer for foundations that are too dark, but you can see that it's too light because it almost like exaggerates my under eye circles. I only have one Chanel concealer, and it's the like very expensive one in the jar. And this is kind of peachy. I'm worried it'll be a little dark compared to the foundation, but I think that peach undertone will help disguise my dark circles. Base is down. Let's do blush now. I think we're gonna do one side and one side again, even though part of me is kind of over it emotionally doing one side and one side because I just want to look good sometimes. As a reminder, here's Golden Peach, and I just wanted to show you. This is from fall last year. Beige et Coral, but you get it. And you can see that this one is definitely more orange than this one. And then the other one I had to show you, Coral Givre. This was the winter Le Beiges from this last season. Those are more similar in color, but the formulas are different. So this is more of like a pressed formula, whereas this is that baked gelée. This is actually the summer one, and it's not as bright as the winter one, which is interesting. I hate ruining embossings, but I'm also trying to get over it so I can just use my nice makeup. There's a mental block there. If you know, you know. This is Light and Berry, and this is the Winter Mauve Glacé. Again, kind of a similar color. This actually looks more purple than this one. Beige Rose et Mauve, again, that same fall collection. These are the Chanel blushes that I have that jumped out to me, but again, now this one looks more purple than this one. Kind of a spectrum of purples there. This is the winter shade, and this is the new summer shade. I can show you. This is the summer Healthy Glow Sunkissed Powder in medium coral, so it has that coral shade. Much brighter than the summer one. This is medium rose gold and Light and Berry, but they don't really have, they're like cousins, but the deeper one of these that came out that had the mauve might be closer to that, but I did not pick that one up. Now, baked gelée formulas are harder I mean they're not pressed. They're kind of pressed. They have a more firm texture to them, so you want to use a slightly firmer, scratchier brush, which means that my one of my favorite blush brushes, this one. These synthetic fibers are like a little too soft, but let's go over some good candidates. This is a Sonia G Cheek Pro. This is still pretty soft, but that smaller, denser brush is going to be a little bit better. It's also going to fit in the pans well. This is, I guess, like a drugstore brush. This is by the brand Japanesque. It is a dupe of the NARS Ichio, maybe? Anyway, a NARS brush that looks like this. And so this one is actually quite scratchy. This is the Refer 05. Refer bristles are a little bit rougher than Sonia G bristles in my experience. So those are kind of like what I'm looking at. To me, a lot of synthetic fibers are going to be too soft for this kind of a formula to really give you the payoff that makes you excited to use it. Keep that in mind. It doesn't mean you can't, it just means you're going to have to be a little bit more selective. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Light and Berry first, and I'm still going to try to be gentle, using the outside of the pan where there's a little less decoration. So I did pick some up on my brush, and then we're just going to go in here. And that's actually blending out really nicely. And I like that color. I wasn't really sure how I was gonna like this particular color. I just thought it was unique for me and a little unique for Chanel. Clearly I just showed you they're doing more in this like purple pink kind of color. I like that. That's very cute. For highlight, we'll into that light shade. I need a slightly firmer highlighting brush. So I'm gonna try, what are you? The Sonia G Fan A. My Real Techniques is usually kind of what works for me, but it's not really picking much up. Okay, I'm not having good luck. I'm gonna try this little fan brush. We're getting like a very light highlight from that, and you can see it, and maybe it's partly because it just goes so well with that blush color. I was hoping it would be a little more intense, but yeah, it's actually just kind of, I think, a little bit more pink than I expected it to be even. I hope you can see that. Okay, let's do the other side. This is a very me color, so I'm excited about this one. This one's going on a little bit lighter, it seems. And my brush is having a little bit more trouble picking this one up. I'm using that same Sonia G Cheek Pro. There we go. I do like this color. I'm having to dig in quite a bit into that embossing to get this. But that is a very beautiful color. Okay, let's do the highlight. These are very gentle highlights, which is good. Sometimes Chanel goes super sparkly, sometimes they are really high shine, sometimes they're a little bit more subtle like this. Both have their place, so I'm not mad about that. So Light and Berry, Peach and Gold, Golden Peach. Should we do the Balm Essentials? Let's do Moonlight Kiss kind of over top here. And what I prefer to do with the Balm Essentials, I have learned, is use a sponge. And this is a dry sponge, which works really well for the Balm Essentials. And then I'm gonna tap. This, for me, is the way that they disrupt the makeup underneath the least. Yeah, and then you get that glossy, balmy shine. Kind of want to see what it does if I just put it over this blush, but I'm also going to try it up here kind of as a bronzer so we can just see what that pigment actually is going to look like. And I'm using the other, like I just spun this around, so I'm using the side I haven't used yet. I don't want to fail miserably on camera, but sometimes that's what you have to do. So I can get a little bit of pigment out of that in the sense that it almost does act like a bronzer for me. That's kind of neat. I'm gonna look up close, because you're already up close, but I'm not. I think that looks really nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just try it over the blush and see what happens. So say goodbye to Berry and Light. Oh, but I actually like that a lot. I'm just gonna get a balmy cheek on both sides. Ooh, what do you think? I like it. I think the Balm Essentials kind of have like a smoothing effect. I don't know how, because you wouldn't expect it. And they do stay tacky, but I think applying them with a sponge makes them a little less tacky, so there is that part of it. I'm excited to use these more and better, because right now I'm just kind of, you know, trying to put everything on my face so we can see what it all behaves like, which isn't necessarily like the best way for it to behave. Real quick, I'm gonna put on the Rose Cocoa Balm in Anemone, which was from Winter Le Beige, I think. No lip products came out with this collection, which is interesting because Chanel pretty big on lip products. For Dreamleaf, I just swatched the 2 single Chanel eyeshadow shades that I had to see if it would go. I don't think it will. I'm trying to figure out how I want to use it. So that's Dreamleaf. I have 2 other contour stilos, but I actually don't think I have beige and khaki. And these were limited edition from a while ago, so they're not available anymore. So this is beige and this is khaki next to that. Let's just go in. Oh, and then actually, I guess while we're here, just in case you're curious, this was Jade Facette, and it's one of these singles. And then the other one is Quartz Fume. They're not like heavy swatches, they're just me trying to get an idea. I think I want to try this all over the, I'm gonna put it on as eyeliner so we can see it that way. And then I think I'm gonna try it all over the lid and we'll see it that way. This is very sparkly. And the sparkle isn't bad. I couldn't wear this like this and be like, that's a look. I mean, I can, you can do whatever you want. It's not what I want. Okay, we're making this up as we go. I think I like that better, but I don't know. I like it in theory, I just think it's not enough definition on me. Is it because I don't have mascara on? I am gonna try on the other side my contour beige. So that just kind of gives my eye, a little bit of definition, which I think is going to help me wear this color. This green is bright, but it's also almost like a pastel on me. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm struggling right now. So, okay. And then I have another idea. This is not a Chanel product. This is the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal in Sour Apple. I'm gonna kind of line the line like that. And I think that, now actually, I think I can go back with that green all over. I'm gonna do this a little bit more, but I'm gonna do it up close in my big mirror, so off camera. I think that looks better for me. Sometimes I worry about doing stuff like this on camera where I clearly demonstrate that I'm not a professional. And then there are other things about doing this that actually make me quite happy, because I think it demonstrates how to get a product to work for you. It's not necessarily that, you know, your first go around is going to be perfect, or your first go around is going to be what demonstrates that it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely the perfect product for me, because if I had just done this and left it, I might have been like, wow, I think I should return this. But playing with it and going, okay, why do I feel like that's wrong on my face? And kind of interpreting that it's because I don't get the definition that I want. Like, to me, this just like, it needs more. I am actually gonna put mascara on both eyes before I decide if I want to do this on both eyes, because it's possible that mascara does everything I need it to do. After mascara, this side does look better to me. I still think it could benefit from a little bit of depth, but it's not as dire to my eye as it was. So also a reminder that mascara can fix everything if you're using a mascara that works for you. And right now I actually just used this brush to touch that beige stilo, and I'm just putting it in like this. And now I also could have used something like a bronzer or what have you, but I had these, so I figured why not. As far as like using the Sour Apple Satin Kajal, I was trying to do like an only one brand, but frankly the mascara is not Chanel, the eyebrow pencil wasn't Chanel. So that's everything from, well, that's everything that I have from this collection. And like I said, I do want to get that bright orange eyeshadow stick, but I have to see if I can get my hands on it. There are two other things that came out for summer that I ordered. That is, Chanel put together 2 takeaway sets. Chanel for holiday usually releases a couple of sets in like a bag, and I've never purchased any of those. 1, because they sell out really fast. 2, because they're never really things I need in them. They usually release like a gloss trio, but it's permanent line glosses. It's just like their bestseller glosses. It's not special. And it's not discounted. That's the other thing. I think they charge you more than just buying 3 glosses because they charge you for the bag. However, the summer ones, and this is the first time I recall them doing summer, and I don't know if that's because this is the first time that they've caught my eye or what that's about. So I'm going to put pictures right here of the 2 kits, just to kind of give you like a little teaser preview, but also to give you a heads up in case they come out in the US. So I bought mine on Selfridges. Love Selfridges. What a great time. One of them has a green liquid eyeshadow, an orange nail polish, bright orange nail polish, and then 2 lip products. They're the like glossy stainy things that I've not tried. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. I've never tried them. But it's where you put the color down, wait, and then you put the gloss over, and then it like sets, and then you have like a glossy lip all day, supposedly. In that set, there's a bright orange. And that's one of the reasons I haven't tried the formulas, because I like can't pick a color. The colors are all like a little not me. Bright orange, me. So excited. And then a brown, a dark brown. And then the other set I bought sheerly out of curiosity. I can't defend myself any other way. And it is a single eyeshadow in like a bright coral shimmery shade, a liquid eyeliner in a hot pink, a Rouge Coco Flash in a like bright coral pink, and and another Balm Essential called Morning Dew that isn't available anywhere else. So all of the 8 things released in those kits are exclusive to those kits, and then the bags of course are also exclusive to the kits, and these bags also speak to me. Coral green, they're cute. No one's really been talking about them. The Chanel summer collection launched in the UK first, and those takeaway sets launched at the same time. And then this started to trickle into boutiques in the US, but they didn't have the takeaways and didn't really know anything about the takeaways. And takeaway is also like a very British phrase. And so then I'm like, well, are these even coming to the US? And I have used a reship service to purchase things from the UK and Europe and have them shipped to me. So I'm kind of experienced with that, and thankfully have never had an issue. So I was contemplating ordering those from the UK website and having them shipped to me. I waited, and then they came to Selfridges. They came to Selfridges before the rest of the summer collection came. And I have this Selfridges shipping subscription, and buying them from Selfridges is usually less expensive than buying them from the US because things like taxes. So I have those coming. They should be here Tuesday is what the shipping notification says right now. I'm so excited for those. I will do a video on those as well. I will incorporate other products from the Chanel summer stuff that I have into those videos so that we can see this all in action again. And actually, for how haphazard my application strategies were to try to show you things, I think this came out looking pretty good. There is that slight variance in color between the two cheeks, but putting the Balm Essential over at the top at the end kind of like evened it all out. And I think you can see like it is glossy, but it's such a smoothing gloss. When you apply it with a sponge, it doesn't disrupt the foundation underneath. I guess that's everything. I mean, my final thoughts, here's the thing. Individual products in the color cosmetics realm from Chanel are not objectively worth it. You can get eyeshadow crayons from other brands that perform as well or better. The single shadows, you can get single shadows that perform better elsewhere. The Balmy Essentials do sort of stick out to me. I have a lot of stick highlights, balmy highlights, things like that. I do think the Balm Essentials are a little special. They're this, you know, they do this smoothing thing. They come in lots of different shades, which aren't really shades, but it allows you to get that nuance that you might want for your look. And I do think they are less likely to disturb my product underneath compared to some other comparable things. But there are comparable things, and you can figure out how to use them, and they still will give you a similar effect. Though again, I think this is just an ever so slightly elevated, elegant version of that kind of product. The blushes, things like blushes and highlights, again, like there's just so much out on the market in those categories that to be like, yes, absolutely, a Chanel blush and highlight duo is worth your money is absurd. It's not worth it. However, if you like the idea of having a well-performing, beautiful little luxury treat in your hands, Chanel is a good place to look. Same with the lip products. I think the lip products are not completely, you know, things you can't find in other brands for less, but the lip products actually are the most competitively priced items. And the pigments, like the nuance of color in Chanel, I think is also elevated. So if you're looking for something particular, or you just can't seem to find your perfect red, your perfect brown, like look at luxury brands. Sometimes just that difference in the pigments that they use can make a difference. But that's kind of like the wrap up, right? Like, am I like absolutely everyone should only buy their makeup from Chanel? Like, no, probably not. There's a lot of makeup in this world. Do I love Chanel makeup? Yeah, I do. And I have been really excited kind of watching this progression of design in their products. I do wish that they would weight their packaging a little because it is what it is. It's just kind of plastic and lightweight. The outer packaging is usually not what is special. I do like the embossings that they do on their products. It makes them hard to use for me because I don't want to ruin them. You know, they do spend that time to make them look special. You open the compact, it feels like a little treasure. I like these products. I'm happy to add them to my collection. Are they for you? That's for you to decide. If you love Chanel, love these colors, I don't think that you'll be disappointed this round. I think a lot of people are not as much into the color this season. I am. Obviously, like this nail polish is, I mean, look at my chair. Look at that. Can you see? Look at that painting. You know, it's... Right? So this was definitely for me. And I understand why it's not for everybody. Chanel has a history of doing a lot of neutrals, a lot of browns, a lot of champagnes, things like that. And that's great. They're wearable. I have a lot of those as well. They're easy to slap on, but it's so fun for me to see Chanel kind of leap into this other world of a little bit more color. I think that's really cool. I like to see brands evolve. And again, I think Chanel is actively evolving right now. I hope you find something you love if you're after Chanel this season, and if not, there's always more. But also, if this is out of your budget, don't stress to think that you have to get something from Chanel in order to feel, you know, complete in your makeup journey or whatever. Are they little treasures? Yep. But you don't need them. There are plenty of little treasures. Everything is a little treasure. So that is all for today. Like I said, there's going to be more Chanel coming up real quick. So I will have that to you hopefully next week after those packages are delivered. I will see you in the next one. Bye.